Come on in, come on in, come on in. Like the live, come on in, come on in, come on in. Like the live, share the live, like, subscribe, like, come on in. As you see the topic, good day, good day, good day. Queen, good day, good day, good day. You know, like I say, we was not put here to worship nothing. And we as a people must come to that realization. They have programmed you to believe that you were put here to worship something, but you was not put here to worship nothing. And until we come to that realization, we'll always volunteer to be slaves upon this earth. We was not put here to worship nothing. We need to come to that realization. Nothing. You know, many try to, when this truth hit them, they try to justify themselves to say that they are gods over their situation. But you cannot justify yourself when you yourself was not put here to worship nothing. You were put here to be free, to walk in liberty. Okay? Everything that you were indoctrinated to be and to become, that's not you. You know, even demonstrating to date, you can see that we as a people was not put here to worship nothing. Why are you so addicted to being a slave? Why are we as a people so addicted to being a slave? You know, it's like you have to worship something. You have to feel like someone governing over you. You know, you was not put here to worship nothing. Nothing, and I mean nothing. You know, we was not put here to worship. How long are we going to continue in this kind of mindset? How long? That's my question to you. How long are we as a people going to continue to accept that we as a people need to worship something? How long? How long are we as a people going to accept that? We cannot continue accepting that we were put here to worship nothing. You see, when you accept that you were put here to worship something, you have accepted that you are a slave. That's what you have done. Just stop for a moment. Think. Think for yourself. You have a brain. Think. And you will see for yourself that whenever you accept that you are put here to worship something, you have accepted that you will be a slave to that thing. And this is why this God concept is so ridiculous. This God concept that somebody somewhere is supposed to be lording over you. You know, somebody somewhere supposed to govern over you. You were put here to be free. This God concept, it's to make you accept that you are a slave. and you will always be a slave. I'm saying to you as a people, you were not put here to worship. Now the question may come and say, okay, if we were not put here to worship, then why we are here? Why you are here? Which is nothing wrong with you asking a question, because no, you are asking questions because you truly want to know. It's a mindset that was placed in you. It is because when you look at God, the representations of God is the government system. Okay, it is the governing system. The representation of God, of the God, it is the government system. Okay, these people are those that create laws. These people are those that put all the rules and regulations in place to date. There is no God that is beyond that, put no laws and no rules and regulation in place to enslave, to bound, to keep in subjection. Nobody. None. The Creator, which is existent itself, which images the blackness, which is the divine feminine, that which is the Creator, that put no laws, no rules, no regulation upon us. But the gods, which is the government system, those who have authority over us as a people, these are them that put rules, regulation, the laws of good and evil. There is the one who judge and say, look, this is good and this is evil. Okay? That there is nothing that is beyond, as we would say, consciousness, or we would say the eternal God, or the eternal Creator that exists when there is no existence. That kind of God doesn't exist, to say that. But there are gods exist as its representation, and the expression of this God is really men to date. But to say we as a people who were put here to worship anything, no, we was not put here to worship nothing. And this is what I am saying to you as a people. How long are we going to continue to worship and volunteer to be slaves? How long? That's my question to you. How long are you going to be that way? You know, we cannot continue to be slaves who are. What do you believe? I don't believe nothing. I know. I know existence. And existence itself is blackness. I know it exists. Blackness exists. Okay, and everything dwells within blackness. I don't believe it, I know it. I know it's there. Blackness itself is vibration. And from vibration stems everything. Okay? It exists. I know blackness exists. Who does not know? If they think, stop for a moment. Just stop. Think. Open your mind and truly think. Blackness exists. You don't have to believe blackness. It's there. You know it's there. It is there. And within that blackness, guess what? Everything dwells. it is everywhere at the same time. You don't have to believe blackness. You don't have to believe in blackness. You have to be, you are in blackness. Okay? So I don't believe nothing. I know blackness exists. Darkness is matter. No. Not darkness. You see, let me show you something. Darkness, it is the combination of two things. Okay? It is blackness plus something else. Darkness doesn't exist on its own. Blackness exists on its own. Blackness exists, not darkness. It's a different. Okay? Darkness, it's two. It takes the combination of blackness and something else. So be careful of how you take words and it said matter. No, blackness is matter. Blackness is truly matter. This is the matter that they're talking about. You see, even though they make you believe that black darkness, they still put a block in front of you to make you believe that. Okay? They still don't take you to the highest of all heights, which is blackness. You see? They still put darkness because darkness is not all the way there. Blackness is what it is. It's truly existent itself. Darkness is a combination of two. Okay? Darkness never existed before blackness. Blackness existed before darkness. Okay? It takes blackness and the combination of things for it to be dark. Okay? It takes a combination of more than one for it to become dark. Okay? Blackness, true existent, and it exists everywhere. Appreciate you comprehending. Appreciate you comprehending. So we are within the blackness. No man, nothing ever go beyond the blackness. You cannot go beyond the blackness. The blackness exists, and the blackness is omnipresent and always there. This is why the blackness itself, it is the true representation of the day. Okay? Blackness itself, it is the true representation of the day. This is why the sun is within the blackness. Okay? The moon is within the blackness. They are service, if we're going to look at it in a more beneficial way, to mankind. They are service to the day. And the day itself is blackness. Okay? The day itself is blackness. This is why I said to people, the day is the representation of the true creator, which is the divine feminine. Okay? So, the day, which is blackness, is true existent. True existent cannot be nothingness, which is blackness. Okay? So, when they teach you of nothingness, it is truly not truth. No, there is no evil one as they make you think there are evil ones. Evil one are the representation of man itself, because man itself is what make the determination what is good and what is evil. Now, the Creator creates. The Creator exists. and will always exist. Okay? Now you said here, you said there is an evil one, but we have to be careful. There is blackness. What is light? What is light? Light, let me explain what is light to you so you may comprehend. Blackness itself is light. Why I say blackness is light, and blackness represents the first light. Okay? Okay? You want to know why I say blackness is the first light? Why I say blackness is the first light? And what make blackness to be that way? Blackness, it take two. So light comes from darkness. How light comes from darkness? How light comes from darkness. But let me continue explain session. Yes, I will, and always will be. I am whole. You see, strength comes from you being whole, and you walk in the wholeness of which and what you are. Because wholeness is true unity amongst self, which is the whole you. Okay? You're not a divided person, but you are one, walking in the full consciousness of that which created you, which is the divine feminine. Now, let's continue about the question that was asked, which is light. Blackness. Can you, as K, can you come up and ask the questions as you see so fit to ask the question? Can you ask whatever question you may ask so I can respond to you and see the question? Good day.
Yeah, morning.
Good day, good day, good day. In the morning up here. Good day.
Yeah. What I was
Ask
trying
the
to find out. I was trying to understand, right? You say that blackness is the, let's say, is God or the fullness? Let's say, is the creator. That's something to say, right?
the blackness self is the expressive representation of the creator. Blackness, because it is existent itself. Everything to date as you know it exists still today within blackness. Okay? It doesn't matter what it is still in blackness. Everything came and at the same time within the blackness.
So then what is light?
What is light? Blackness was and is the first light.
Okay, so you see blackness as a color, or like you see the night blackness or the day. The difference between night and day. What you see the blackness as? The difference between night or day?
Blackness represents the first and day. That's what blackness represents. Now let me
So
explain
like the
something.
night blackness, right?
The night, the
Yeah.
night is dark. The night that they call night is actually is darkness. Okay, blackness itself is the day, because you only know that
So it's a difference between
the
blackness
diff-
and darkness.
It's a difference between blackness and darkness. Blackness is existence itself. Darkness is a combination of two. You understand? Darkness is lighter than blackness. You understand?
Mm-hmm. So
You
it's a
take a
darker blackness,
say again.
a lighter blackness.
It's basically a lighter. It's lighter. It take a combination. Okay, it take two, basically a combination of two things to create darkness. A combination. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For example, let me show you an example of something. When you comprehend that blackness, we start in because that's the point that we coming from as we reflect within our codes, within our DNA codes and our remembrance of things as they existed. We come from blackness. Blackness exists.
So, okay, for
It's
instance, right? I'm a black man, right?
go ahead.
And for instance, I'm a black man. You have white man, you have brown man, right?
Mhm.
So basically, what you're saying now is a difference between we and them.
Okay, let me share something with you because I think you're how I judge and look at man when we speak about man, okay, and we're looking at the skin colors to say pigmentation of the skin, okay. When it comes to blackness, I look at blackness not only on the pigmentation of skin, but the manifestation of the blackness that dwells within a man, okay.
Okay.
Because you see the blackness, the true blackness, you cannot know this and let it truly manifest within, okay. This have to happen because number one, your pineal gland are fully illuminated, so you will see through visions of the true existence of the blackness that truly exists, that you dwells within, okay. This is when you see beyond that which you see outside there, which is the firmament. As we out here today, we see beyond that when you are truly
Listen.
illuminated. And when you see beyond that, you will see the blackness that truly exists. Okay?
So we basically
This
you're
is
telling
that.
me now when I could see today, I just seen black.
Say it again?
Basically what you're telling me now, that site now is a dark site. That site, that blackness you're talking about is a
Phone,
dark site.
your phone is
It's a black.
your,
Yeah.
okay.
I think like,
Your phone, man. Check your phone, my brother.
yeah. I'm trying to ignore the call, but keep on calling back.
Okay. That must be
You see, I
important, man.
get it. Listen.
That's important to you.
Distraction.
Yeah, it's distraction, eh? But it's important because the person keep calling. But if you're still here, I'm saying to you that
Yeah, man.
when it comes to number one, if you're gonna reflect back and look and pay attention to what's really going on and what really occurred, existence itself is blackness. That's not something that I believe, that's something I know. And every man upon this earth should know this also. Okay? Science try to make it as if, oh, it's just minimal. You know what I'm saying? Minimize it. They make it to be a minimized thing to say, oh, it is darkness instead of blackness. So coming from, they minimize it and say it is, oh, darkness, and it is matter, dark matter. So coming from,
I understand you.
so
Again,
the basic of what they did is to minimize it. Okay? So this blackness, no one ever exceeded it. Meaning to say no one ever go outside of it. They cannot go beyond it. So I'm saying it
And that's
is,
the question. You believe in the Bible, right?
do I believe in the Bible?
Yeah.
I read the Bible before. To accept it as truth? No.
Okay. I understand.
Okay? So if you have a question concerning the Bible, I don't have problem with that. But I'm saying to you, to accept it as truth? No. I don't accept it as truth.
So what is your source of belief?
My source of
Where you
belief,
got your
don't believe
information
in
from?
nothing.
What?
I don't believe
Okay.
in nothing.
What's your
I
source of
know.
knowledge? Where you
My
got your
source of
knowledge
knowledge,
from?
blackness. My source of knowledge is blackness. Because it is the all, it is the source itself.
So you're born believing in that, or you develop that after a while?
I came to the I came the to the fullness of self.
Mm.
To the fullness of self. And come to the fullness of self is to know what which existed and what caused me as a person to function in the way I function. Because the thing what I come to know that this blackness that existed before everything, before I even came through my mother's womb, this blackness awakes me every single day. Every
Okay.
single moment it awakes me because that is what gave me consciousness to date. Okay?
So when you wake in the morning, it's
Mhm.
blackness. You see.
It's every man, I don't care who you are. The first thing you see representation is blackness. The first thing you see, which is the true self. But how many of
Well,
us abandon it? We
to
abandon
be
that.
honest, with you, my eye close and awaken, I will see blackness. But once my eye open,
That's what I'm
I see
saying.
light.
You see the first thing you see when you receive consciousness is blackness. Okay, that's the first thing you see, blackness. Now, when you that have consciousness open your eyes, now you are seeing in a different. You're seeing whatever, because this is why I said to you about light. What is light? This is why I said to you blackness is and was the first light. Why I would say that? When you comprehend that, it take a perceiver,
Mm.
okay, to know light. So,
Just without cutting you, let me just stick up in.
okay,
You ever close your eye and see light through
yeah,
meditation?
it's blackness.
And what I find is funny when you say it's blackness. If you cover light and you'll see dark.
Blackness.
So if your leaks come over your eyeball, don't you think your eye will see dark? Unless you go into a spiritual realm where you could actually see the light.
Say it again.
If you cover light and you will see dark,
Yeah.
right? So if you close your eyes and your eyelids will cover your eyes, where what will make you see dark?
If I cover my eye,
If
if
you
my
close your
eyelid
eyes,
cover
it's
my
because
eye,
the skin
my
coming over your
eyelid.
eyes,
Uh huh.
automatically you will see dark. Only if you go into your spiritual realm where you could see beyond the dark,
Yeah. Okay. Listen. There's
the
an
way you could
outside.
see light.
Okay. You're talking about if I cover my eyelid. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If I take my eyelid and I close my eyes, I am doing right now. If I'm seeing dark, yes, I'm seeing dark because there's light from the outside coming through my eyelids because I'm seeing dark. No blackness. Okay. Blackness is a manifestation that occurs within you. Okay. Without you trying to do that. There's not something that you try to do. Okay. This is not something that you try to do. There is no control of this to say that, okay, you know something? Today, I will manifest this blackness. No, this blackness manifests because you have reached the level of this. So you see the fullness of the true existence that existed without our perception of things the way it is today. Okay? Because you see, if we just be born through a woman and in the state that we are today, if we be born today, we be born right now, you come through the womb. As you come through the womb, you start to recognize and hearing the voices of mama, daddy, whoever. Okay, you see, as we will grow up to learn that is light, which is representation of the sun, representation of some light bulb, representation of some form of, as we would say, light. Okay,
Yeah.
we will see those things as light because that's what we train to, and we are indoctrinated to believe and accept.
Okay, that's what we was
So,
drilling to, right? So
huh?
what you're trying to say now, what, yeah, I understand what you're saying this. So basically what you're saying now is like there is something greater than just what we know, what we believe. That what you're trying to say?
That's what it is. There's something greater within you that you're not paying attention to. Okay, that
And
you
that's
have
greater
to
something
understand.
that means blackness.
It's blackness. It is the place that is within you, truly within you. It's still within you. It's within you. But because we have not been taught about it, we have not been schooled about it, we don't look forward for it. We only look externally. Everything that we look forward for is external. But in reality, we truly have that which supposed to truly guide us and lead us. And what
Okay,
we
I just
look
want to say something without
uh
thinking, right? You see, the darkness and the blackness is something different, but
it
it's the
is different.
same technically.
See,
You
the
see,
darkness,
the darkness
before
is
going further, darkness is the combination of two, which is an outside light and the blackness that truly resides. So coming from the blackness resides. Blackness don't go nowhere. Okay, blackness always present, always there, always there.
so that's God. That's the creator. That's that we're saying.
That's
That
the
is the
creator. That's the source. And it is the vibration. It comes in forms of vibration. Blackness itself, it don't go nowhere. It's there. Why do you think if you remove the so-called light as we know it, blackness is blackness just there?
yeah, but based on biblically speaking, because I go in the Bible and I believe in the
Okay,
Bible.
go in the Bible. Go into the
I
Bible and
believe
speak
man
on it.
talk about it, yes, it's true.
Huh?
But I believe man talk about it, yes, it's true. But what I saying,
Uh-huh.
I can remember a part in the Bible where they say that there will not no sun, no moon, no darkness, anything there. What is that light that will be there? What is
Blackness.
that?
It's blackness. Hello? That is the true day. If you can, okay, as you talk about that, let's go there. Because in Revelation,
Yeah,
Revelation
I
is
can't
speaking
remember the
about,
scriptures word for word off of my head, but
listen
that
this,
part
listen
is
this, listen this. Because you're talking about in Revelation, when you speak about there will be no day, there will be no night. Okay? I mean, there will be no night. There will not there will be no day. There will be no night. Okay? And the presence of the creator, which is they're talking about God, but it is actually the presence of the creator, which is blackness itself. Okay? There will be no need of the sun, there will be no need of none of that. Because the creator itself will be the light. You see
exactly.
what I'm from?
So the light is blackness.
It's blackness. That's what it is.
Okay. I
Because
cannot get in what I cannot get in what you're coming with now. I cannot
you,
get in here now.
you see it.
Yeah.
It is blackness. Listen to me. You need to recognize that there are two things dealing with the Bible, two things that the Bible was placed to destroy. Two things: blackness and the woman. Willfully and maliciously intended to destroy two things: the woman and blackness. This is why they make blackness evil and also the woman evil.
Okay. I'm listening.
And until we take a grasp of that and recognize they had flipped the script in the Bible. The Bible, this is why I said to you, I read the Bible before. Okay? More than one time. Why? Because this is the Western world. This is what I grew up around. But when I came to recognize that the divine feminine, which is blackness itself, it is the true
So
existence of
basically, the
all.
blackness is the same creator who created the breeze, the earth, the water, the seas,
Everything,
everything. That's the creator.
everything dwells within blackness, sustained by blackness, and are to date still omnipresent. It is still there. And that is what manifests itself within you that gave you consciousness.
I'm listening.
You know? So to get away from blackness, it is not the way which it is there. You cannot, it's not about belief. Listen to this, yeah. This is not about no belief. It is there. You cannot get away from it. You might try to rename whatever you want to rename and try to make things whatever you want to make things. Guess what happened? You cannot get away from blackness. Blackness exists. You cannot erase it. You will be erased before it. Always there. It will always be. You know,
Yesterday,
many,
today, forever. Yeah. The teacher's name,
many,
guy.
say it again?
So it's like you're saying he's here yesterday, today, and forever. He cannot go nowhere. He's
Ever.
here.
This is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay? This is what it is. And until we as a people come to the realization that this is what it is, you see what I'm saying? Because for anything to be light, okay, let me share something with you. For anything to be light, they have to be a perceiver. Okay? They have to be a perceiver. Someone that perceives this thing to be what it's supposed to be. Because light is the manifestation of whatever it is. So I'm saying, light become a guide. Okay? That's what light is. Light don't have to be the sun. Because when we say light, we we make it as if the sun is.
No, I feel you because if I'm in the dark for a long period of time with my eye open, after a while I seen everything.
Listen to me again. Say it one
Because
more
the
time. Say
light,
it one more time. Say it one more time.
I say when I'm in the dark with no
Uh-huh.
light and my eye open, after a while my eye clean up and I seen everything in the dark.
Everything. Let me tell you something. There was an experiment. There was an experience I had. Okay, and it it almost it clarified things for me. It really clarified things for me. And I've been somewhere into a place that I never expected it to be in darkness in the way it was. And when I went there was people already living in this darkness. Okay? Now, when I first went inside this darkness, I couldn't see.
Yeah.
I literally could not see because
That thing I do not see.
I came from the so-called light. But what amazed me that everyone who was within this darkness could see. But I was the only one who could see. So I was like, what's going on with me? I must be losing my eyes, man. You see where I'm coming from? Then it was like about say about I really relaxed myself, you know, because I am looking for a light, but everyone inside that space of darkness can see. They can see
Mm-hmm.
me. I cannot see them.
That's true. Because they're in the dark.
They've been there. They've been
Mm-hmm.
there. Their eyes are adapted to that environment.
Yeah.
Man, about an hour later, guess what? I could literally see everything.
Everything. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
could literally see everything. I was like, wow, this is
It's
mind
like if
blowing.
a light flash in your eyes, you're
For
gone.
me, it
You
was
see?
mind blowing and it was life changing
Mm-hmm.
for me. Okay. And this is where I literally sit down and say, "Bale, this is man is really can adapt to anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Man
Just a flesh.
can adapt to anything.
Just a flesh.
It's just that our indoctrination limits us.
In the flesh, not in the spirit.
Yeah, our indoctrination limits us within the flesh. And I was like, wow. But many who are indoctrinated are now are not willing to learn and look at things for what they are and accept things for what they are will always find a way to, like I said, but I respect you for what you're trying to, because I could see you're genuinely trying to ask questions that you really would like to know. And I totally respect that. Even though you don't,
Ma-
if you don't want to accept it, I totally respect coming from a man
Yeah.
who is genuinely seeking to comprehend where I'm coming from and
Well,
what
I
I
take God from the Bible. I take God from the Bible. And when I hear truth, I question it.
yeah, you must
When I
question it.
analyze, I still question it.
You must
And if he
question
ain't
it.
making sense, then I see it like nonsense. But once he can make sense to me,
It's
then
a place of wholeness. It bring a place of
yeah,
wholeness, a place of peace, a place of
yeah,
comprehension. If that
yeah, yeah.
person cannot bring a comprehension to what they are saying,
Then the next thing I try to do now, I try not to dwell on my own understanding.
exactly.
I try not to dwell on that. I try to listen from different people point of view and even their experience.
Exactly. It is about, and what I am saying to you is this. So you may not miss what will happen within you. Because many people out there trying to talk about Arcana stuff and this. I often speak to people and often trying to point them back to themselves. Because it's within you. It's already there. You need to recognize that it is there. You know?
But the Bible they still tell us after a man leave this body, the spirit go back to the creator. What is the
Yeah.
creator? So
Which
basically what you're telling me is still making sense to me because nobody ever went there and they see figures, they hear voices, they see handwriting on the wall, everything. But what is the creator?
that's what I'm saying. It go back to the
Once the
blackness
spirit going back to something, is then that is the creator because that's the creator been living in the spirit all the time.
all the time. It which is the blackness. That's what give you every day. It give you consciousness, which is the spirit. You see it? You being spirit is not something that you're trying to do, but something that you are. Now, the rituals, like I was saying to them yesterday, the rituals that you practice, that's what make you spiritual. So I'm saying, because you can abandon that which is you, which is the spirit, which is the source, and go into an emotional state of being, okay? Because that's what many people, 99% of the people today upon earth, they are traveling by emotions.
Okay.
So I'm saying, they are traveling and walking by emotion and thinking that emotions are spirits.
See,
You know,
I'm feeling you.
emotions are not spirit, but emotions
It's a
create
feeling.
the feeling. It's an expression of you. Emotions are expression of you that what's going that you feel. So you see, because okay, emotions. When you do emotion, emotion is something that you as a person express to a person who is on the outside
Yeah.
of you. So coming from the only reason why you express emotions because you want somebody else to basically identify of the language, which is I feel this way. So this person who know the language of emotion can identify and say, you know something, oh, the person feel sad, that person feel angry, that person feel, you see coming from? Emotion is
Yeah.
basically a language that is developed. Emotions is a sense of communication. So I'm saying
Okay.
that's what emotions is.
That's true.
Emotion, emotions are a language. It's a language.
Yep. Love and emotion, hateful emotion, all them things.
It's a language. You see where coming from. So when we 99% of people,
But then it's always also something that create the emotion though.
huh?
I say at the same time it still have something that create the emotion, the different emotions.
Okay, let me share something with you. When when man, when any person, whether male or female, receive consciousness, which is you are awoken, what's the first thing happen? Let's try and run it down so we can have a comprehension of how we operate as
Yeah.
as man, whether female or male. Okay, we awake from sleep. Just say we go to rest, we sleep. Okay, we receive consciousness, which is the spirit. When we receive this consciousness, we are awoken. When we are awoken, because we have consciousness, we recognize that, guess what? We are alive, right? When we recognize we are alive, boom, our eyes are still closed. We are walking, we are seeing the blackness. Now, when we decide, because now we now start to think, our mind start operating now. We're going in the past or the future. This past and future representation of the unstableness of ourselves. Okay? This creates a wave within us. This is a decision to be made. There's a decision to be made. Are you going to walk in the now? Are you going to walk in the future or the past? Because these two, which is the future and the past, these two combined together create this unstable within us.
I
Now,
might have to leave it just now, but I'm here.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the children trying to get treatment.
Well, you need to go and deal with the children, then, man.
Yeah, man, I respect. Keep the good work, man.
Yeah, man. Go and deal with your children, them, because
Yeah.
them you got to deal with still, you know.
Yeah, man.
So go
Respect
and
my
deal with
king.
your children, them, and make sure they guided in the way of the guidance of you, you know, and do
Yeah,
what they're
man.
supposed to do.
Thanks a
So,
lot.
like I say, okay, let's walk in oneness, you know, and continue to be. Simua. See more. Okay. Let's come and speak. But like I was saying to you all, so you all comprehend that this is just a part of what it is. We need to recognize that we was not put here to worship. And when it comes to man and how we as a people operating and doing what we're doing, we are indoctrinated. And that's what we are. We are literally indoctrinated. From the moment we came through the womb, we pick up things without even trying. Now, there have to be a point in our lifetime that we come to the realization that these things are not what you think they are. We have to, at one point in every man's life, they have to come to the realization of the true existence that existed before their manifestation, and that existence is truly the blackness that truly exists. Every man in this space should come into that encounter within them. Okay, this is not something that you're trying to do, but in order for this to happen, there have to be a retention of fluids. Okay, this is why you have the space from a baby all the way up to the age of adulthood. Okay, you're not supposed to be ejaculating, you're not supposed to be doing all that stuff. By when you reach that stage, you're supposed to be already illuminated, which to know the true existence of blackness. This is when your pineal gland is supposed to be enlightened. This is when you're supposed to be walking in a different level, able to see vision and comprehend the visions that you ought to be comprehending. Okay? This is what supposed to happen. But because the way we was indoctrinated and the way we are indoctrinated intentionally, number one, dealing with the foods, we don't eat in the way we ought to eat, and that automatically put us in a low frequency. And when we are put in a low frequency, we continue to be and see that negative vibes that we're not supposed to be in. You know? And this is why I said to people, be careful. Be careful of how you go about trying to meditate. And because meditation in silence, you know, you need to check and see exactly what you're following, because you're not supposed to be worshiping nothing, but coming to know you, the real you that dwells within you, that which gives you consciousness every day. Okay? That is the real you. It's coming to know you, getting to know you, and knowing you is to know that you are a creator of solutions to issues that occurs within your life. Because to be spiritual in this lifetime and cannot solve your own issues, it is not spiritual. It is truly your emotional self. Did me create the earth? Me? This physical person here create the earth? Did me create the star? That which was before me was the representation of the stars before there were stars. Before death, there was no stars. Remember that. Before death, there was no stars but the stars, which it was the representation of man itself, which was only females. That was the first stars that ever existed. Okay? I want you as a person to, I invite you to come up. Feel free to come up and speak what you speak. Come up and speak what you speak. Okay? Because When I speak truth. You know, I invite you, would you please come up and talk to me before? Come up. That's what I said to you. You. But anyway, you're not coming up and speaking what you're speaking because you're talking about Haile Selassie. Haile Selassie is nothing to me. Let me be real with you if you want to speak to me. Haile Selassie was nothing for me and is nothing to me. Haile Selassie was created as the elites see fit to destroy the legacy of Marcus Messiah Garvey, if you want to know the truth. Okay? Haile Selassie, okay? Before Haile Selassie became who he became, okay? Haile Selassie was not even in the lineage and was in line to be what he became. Haile Selassie was put in position and places because, okay, of who he was, okay? And he was put in place because of the elites that wanted Haile Selassie in place, okay? Let's make it clear. Haile Selassie was put in place because, just like you see, when he was crowned, okay, when he was crowned, remember, the person who was crowned before him was crowned King of Kings and was King of Kings. Okay? Okay? Let's make it clear. Okay? Haile Selassie was not the only one who was crowned King of Kings. Anyone that was there before him. And he was not even in the lineage, that line. No. He was handpicked. Don't think for me a second that the elites at the time, which was the Queen, the Western world, and all of them, okay? Don't think for a second that they fully was not aware of what was going on, okay? This is why they came and they bowed towards him, okay? Because they organize, they make it happen, okay? They make it happen. Selassie was not in the line to be that way. So let's be real and let's be truthful and honest with ourselves, okay? Okay, let's be real. If you want to be, come on up so we can speak. Let's be real. Haile Selassie was not in line. Let me share something with you. When when he organized, which is the African Union today, which is now, it's no longer what he organized. Now today is the African Union, still under the same thing. Who was funding it? It was the West. They are aware. It's not that he didn't create it. They use him to create what they want. Okay? They funded it. They created it. He was the front of it. He was used as the colonizer because he represented Christianity. Okay? He keep his people in bondage, mentally enslaved. This is what you as a people need to realize. Haile Selassie was not to make no one free. Haile Selassie was promoted and put in place to be that which keep the people, which is the representation of black people, in bondage. Okay? You think that Marcus Messiah Garvey just died just because he wanted to die? No. Marcus Garvey was killed. If you don't know, Marcus Garvey was only 50-something years old. Okay? You tell him in his prime, he just died, just naturally so? Come on, let's be real. Let's be real. Marcus died not because of natural death. Marcus died. These people killed him. Okay, and Marcus was fighting for what? The emancipation of mental slavery. Mental slavery. Haile Selassie represent mental slavery because it represents Christianity. Okay? That's what Haile Selassie represents. And to see these so-called Rastas, to see these people who grow jegged, still today walking in this mentality of Christianity, it's a shame of shame that we are truly lost. Good day. Speak to me. Speak to me. Good day, good day, good day. Speak to me. You know, listen to me. Haile Selassie, I didn't come on to talk on Haile Selassie, to be truthful, but Haile Selassie represent bondage. Haile Selassie truly represent that you as a person was colonized and still colonized within the mind. Okay? Why don't you come up as you speak and speak what you speak to me? Okay? You know what you're saying is not truth. How Haile Selassie can be the most high, and blackness is way higher than Haile Selassie. Blackness exists when there is nothing. How Haile Selassie can be the most high? That could never be, and that will never be. Okay? Truth is truth. Okay? Stop trying to go around and indoctrinate the youths. Okay? It's time out for the foolishness of this foolish indoctrination of Haile Selassie. Okay? Haile Selassie might be a god to you because God are created by men. Okay? And that's what it truly is. Gods are representation by men, and they are created by men. But when you're talking about the Most High and the Creator itself, it is blackness. Okay? Okay? And it will never choose a male. Let me tell you something. It will never choose a male to be that which represent. Okay? It always been female. Let me make clear to you, it always been female. So why would after a sudden the Creator, the existent, choose a male? Never. That will never happen, and that never happened. Haile Selassie is not no chosen. Yes, he was chosen by you. He was chosen by the elites to do their dirty work. That's what Haile Selassie did. And that's why Haile Selassie became. Go and trace his lineage. You know he was not in line. There is no lineage of King Solomon. That's foolishness. That's hypocrisy. That is just pure indoctrination of the Bible. Okay? You know that, and if you are a scholar of truth, you know that, and I know that. Okay? There is no lineage that Haile Selassie connect to, because the man who was before him, which was seated upon the throne, who was named King of Kings, you know exactly who I'm talking about. That's what you all chant in your Rastafari thing. The man who was before him. Okay? That was named King of Kings. That was representation of King of Kings. Okay? Haile Selassie was not supposed to be no King of Kings. He was not in the line. He was not in the lineage. So stop the foolishness. Let's be real and let's be truthful. Haile Selassie was put in place by the elites was the West, which was the West. To do what? To make his country, his place, to be as the West was. Go and research for yourself. He tried to westernize that place. That's what he did. Come on, man, let's be real. And let's be truthful and honest with ourselves. Okay? Even to when the Italians, okay, invaded, and he became what he became, and the people battled against the Italians and do what they did. Let me share something with you so you may comprehend. Do you think that Britain didn't know? Do you think that the elites, all the elites didn't know that there? He ended up went into exile. He ran away. Okay, went into exile. Okay? This is what he did. Okay? They knew. They approved of it. Don't you think they approve of it? Do you really think they didn't know and I wasn't aware of this war about to happen? They knew. They knew that. They knew what it was. Okay? It was strategic, and you need to comprehend. All this was strategic. Why they strategically did that? Because they spare his life, that he may do exactly what they want him to do. Okay? They had to force him into exile for him to come out of exile and create the African, which is today the African Union. Okay? If they didn't do it like that and planned it and do what they did and execute and allow him to survive and allow Ethiopia to survive in the way it did, guess what happened? They would not create the African Union in the way it did. Okay? And they funded that which was then, which is African Union today. Okay? They funded that, and they're still funding it to date. This is why the African Union can never be and do what it's supposed to do, because it was not created in the first place to free Africa. When Haile Selassie created it, it was not created to free Africa. It was created for the colonial people, the people who was in charge, to control Africa. Okay, that's what it was. That's why it was designed. That's why it was created. And Haile Selassie was fully aware of that. So you're telling me that this man, still to date, you're telling me that he is that? That's what you're saying to me? Come on, let's be real. I invite you, you know. How much time I invite you to come up and speak and say what you have to say. So, and this is what I'm saying to you. Okay? I defend truth. And for you, if you want to respect Haile Selassie, respect Haile Selassie. But you must know truth. Okay? And stop walking on in this indoctrination that these people who create and make Haile Selassie who and what he is to date, which was the West. It was the West designed that. For who? For a people. Okay? Which is black people. The West designed that for you and gave it to you. And it was Haile Selassie. Okay? The West did that. And it's still the representation of Christianity. They knew, and they're fully aware, if we can continue to allow them to worship and use the Bible as their guide, guess what? We still have them in bondage. We still have them in bondage. Okay? We still have them in bondage. This Haile Selassie myth, it is designed by the West. Okay? Come on, man, let's be real. You know Haile Selassie did not and was not supposed to be crowned. It was all designed and orchestrated by the West. Okay? And they put him in place to do what they do. And then they created the war because they allow the Italians to go and do what they do. They create the war. They put him in place, number one. They put him in place. And then they created the war to isolate him and make him come to them, because they know he have to come to them. And when he came to them, what they did, when he came out of that, he came out with what? The that African Union that is to date, which back then you know what it was. Okay? You know what he created. I don't even want to talk about what he created, because he created a mess. Okay? A mess he created, and still to date, the African Union is still the way he created and left it. Okay? It is still that way. It don't represent Africa. It don't represent no unification of Africa. It never was designed like that, and it never would be. It need to be destroyed from the inside out. Okay? That Haile Selassie foolishness need to be destroyed. Okay? Just like Jesus' story was destroyed, it need to continue to be destroyed. Okay? It's a myth that was created by the West. How long and how much can you as a people recognize? Eh? It's a myth. It's a myth. Okay? It's a myth. This Solomon story, it's a myth. You know that, and I know that. He is not no lineage of Solomon, because in the first place, if it was the lineage of Solomon, in the first place, Haile Selassie was not supposed to be there. He was not in the lineage to be crowned. He was not in line to be crowned. He was never been in line to be crowned. He was not the one. Okay? Come on, let's be real, man. Let's be truthful. Let's be honest to our people and stop keeping our people in indoctrination and keep our people in bondage and keeping our people being unstable. I never even come on the live to speak about nothing but Haile Selassie. But to be truthful, you come with your stuff. Just spouting. Haile Selassie what? Haile Selassie is nothing. Stop the foolishness. If you want to give honor to Haile Selassie about whatever you think he done that is beneficial to you, then give it to him. But don't indoctrinate the youths to make believe that Haile Selassie is the Most High. Haile Selassie is not the Most High. Blackness is the Most High. Blackness still exists today, with Haile Selassie dead and gone. And his legacy that we praise as legacy, which is to date, it is the African Union. Guess what? It is still there, and it's keeping the people in bondage. Okay? It's keeping the people in bondage because the representation of what it was created for was to keep Africa not united. African Union today is the one that's stopping Africa from united. Okay? African Union today, which is the stuff that Haile Selassie created. Who funding the African Union today? It is the West. And it was the West who was funding that which Haile Selassie created. Okay? It is the same thing. It's no different. Okay? Let's be real. We cannot allow people and these fake Rastafarians to continue to indoctrinate our youths. We cannot do it. And we will not, I personally will not do it. Like I said to you, I will not sit down and watch these fake Rastafarians, these Christians who make believe that they are walking in truth and only doing things because of commerce, because of able to trade and making money. That's all they do. Okay? This is what they have done. You know? We cannot allow our children to be indoctrinated.
We did the fitness, right? Yeah.
Good
Okay,
day.
okay. Okay. All right. When is the appointment? They gave us appointment for that, didn't they?
Good
They
day, good
gave us
day.
appointment. Well, we just left the kidney doctor yesterday. And they told us they gave us an appointment to do the blood work. We did the blood work in the urine.
Yeah. So this is what I'm saying to you. I will not sit by and stand by and watch these people who continuing to indoctrinate the youth, especially the Caribbean people, about Haile Selassie and about to represent, when they say Rastafari, to say that they are representing the creator. Haile Selassie is not the creator. Haile Selassie is not the Most High. Let's be clear. If you want to respect Haile Selassie and give him honor for whatever you think is honorable, that's on you. But do not be so indoctrinated to believe and accept that Haile Selassie is the creator. Haile Selassie is not no creator. Why do we think, which I know because we've been indoctrinated to believe that Haile Selassie is the creator? Listen to me. We are in 2025. Okay? We are in 2025. Okay? We need to speak truth to our children, that our children may speak truth to their children. And Haile Selassie is not the creator. Haile Selassie was put in place to keep black people down. And he was put in place by the Western world. Look at the information that are available. Look, pay attention, my people. Look at the information that are available. Okay? When you look, number one, Haile Selassie was not supposed to be crowned. Okay? You must understand how the system operates. As a leader, as a person like Haile Selassie to be crowned, there have to be some kind of agreement. There have to be some kind of discussion behind the scenes. Okay? For him to be crowned, because he was not in line. Okay? It had to be planned and strategically planned. And I could tell you by the information that I have and know that it was strategically planned. If it was not strategically planned, why the West would go and not only go, there's the one who fund, organized, prepared. Okay? They went and they bowed before him. Why would they bow before him? Because it was all strategically planned. By who? By them. To make what? An image. To do what? To promote it as if, guess what? Your Savior has arrived. Your Savior have arrived. Stop look to Marcus Garvey, but look to Haile Selassie. Okay? That's what they was doing. That's what they were saying. Because Marcus Messiah Garvey was about freeing you mentally. Okay? Haile Selassie representing bondage, Christianity, which is mental slavery. Let's be truthful. Let's be honest. Okay? And then they used, okay, these people to promote him, promote them. And they have done a great job of promoting, marketing. They allow them to go through. Okay? Because they wanted the people to stay in bondage, which is Christianity. Okay? They wanted the people to stay in bondage, which is Christianity. Let's be real. Let's be truthful. Go and look at your history again. Look at Haile Selassie history. Look beyond this facade they have put up and make believe and come and telling you that Marcus Haile Selassie is the Most High. How Haile Selassie become the Most High? That will never happen. and that never been, and that will never be. Good day, Bantu.
Good day, my brother. Good day, my brother. Can you hear me?
I can hear very clearly.
You are 100% sure, truthful what you're saying, my brother. It's 100% true. Haile Selassie is not the Most High. He was put there in place. If you look, is how the West lifted him up, like he was never for us. He was put there in place to put people to sleep, especially the African leaders. In the Book of Enoch, the Ethiopian Book of Enoch, it talks about the fallen angels, right? And those fallen angels actually look like us, like you and me. They are melanated beings who are running this world in the background, right? But they don't like the chosen ones. They don't know the true chosen, who the Most High are, right? And like obviously the path you're going through, you must be chosen one, right? And the way you are debunking the truth, you're telling the truth here, because people, they put Haile Selassie, Haile Selassie, he was never the Most High, he will never be the Most High. He was a puppet, was put there by the people who are running the world in the background, right? And they look like me and you. They don't go around telling, oh, we are ruling the world, or no, the fallen angels, which the Book of Enoch talks about, they are people who look like melanite people, look like me and you, and they're running the world in the background, but they don't like the chosen one. They don't like people like me or you, right? And I'm saying this, I'm talking to this about the experience that I have with them, like, the way they persecute me, the way they follow me around, and I'm aware of them, right? And they do exist, but they cannot touch the chosen ones, because it is written, right? Touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm, right? And what you're saying, my brother, is 100% true, and I do agree with you 100%. That's all I just want to say to you. And keep
Yeah,
up the good job, man.
I appreciate you, because my thing is, if you as a person does not comprehend how the system operates, you will never comprehend that Haile Selassie was strategically put in place. It was
Indeed.
strategically put in place. Don't think for a second, when you see a leader, okay, just
Yes.
become, because we know from history that Haile Selassie was not supposed to be the one next in line. He was not supposed to be there. So for that agreement to occur, there have to be some background work. There have to be some kind of maneuver. Someone come in, and somebody with power, somebody with authority, somebody that they look up to, somebody that they know have that authority. And it was the West at the time.
Yes.
Okay?
It is the same. It's the same rule book they did with the fake Jews that are in Israel today. They're the ones who put them in power. So
In
they did the
power,
same
in
thing with.
place.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And for us today to sit back and look and say, Haile Selassie Haile Selassie will never be the chosen. He was never the chosen, because the man that was before him, who actually was the king of kings, then go and read the old works. You will see it. It was the king of kings. It was not Haile Selassie. The one who was before him was named king of kings. Okay?
Okay. I get you.
So anyone who sit, it's not like Haile Selassie just came and said, oh, I am king of kings. No. Haile Selassie was not even supposed to be in that line. He was not supposed to be next one. But because the person passed, there was a discussion. Come on, you got brain, you could think for yourself. You got a mind of your own and comprehend. If you was not supposed to be in line, there have to be some kind of discussion. Something got to happen for you to get there.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And the elites knew they can use Haile Selassie. The elites, because the agenda, they know, guess what happened? We have to free these people. And guess what? For us to be in control of these people, still, we have to create somebody that they can trust.
And I think Queen, the so-called Queen Victoria, had an Ethiopian boy with her, right?
Exactly.
So I think that Ethiopian boy actually was the lineage, because they actually still have his body his body is buried in England. In England, right?
Like I said, they had to use Haile Selassie as the
Yes.
puppet. Okay?
Yeah.
You know
True.
who
True.
it was supposed to be in line. Okay?
Yeah.
They held him back. Okay? It is proof that there is the one who organized Haile Selassie to be what it should be. Because they were stopping the rising of the freedom of the minds of the black people. This is why they
Yes.
destroy Marcus Messiah Garvey. Okay? They destroyed Marcus Messiah Garvey because of that reason. Because Marcus
I agree. I
Messiah
agree with
Garvey,
you.
eh?
I agree with you.
Marcus Messiah Garvey at the time was preaching and speaking. Marcus Messiah Garvey was one of the, listen to me, Marcus Messiah Garvey at the time was the most powerful black man upon the earth at the time. He had over 6 million followers at the time without internet. Do you understand the power that this man had?
Okay, but there's a prophecy that he prophesied about Selassie coming into power, right?
No, the elites use that and make believe that he was Haile Selassie.
Okay.
Okay, that's what happened. They use that and make believe, because guess what happened? If the most powerful black man at the time, upon earth at that time, prophesied it and said it was Haile Selassie, guess what? Who wouldn't believe it?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So this is what
Strategy. Yeah, they use that.
they use the words of Marcus Messiah Garvey, okay,
Yeah.
to fulfill and make believe to the black people that guess what happened? This is he which the most powerful black man said would come. Is that coming from?
Yes. Yeah, I do agree. Yeah.
So when they crowned him, as if, you know what I'm saying? And then they come and bring the literature to our black people and say, you know something? This is that which, okay, Marcus Garvey spoken about. Marcus Garvey died young, 50, 51, 52. So coming from? Young man in his prime. You think that Marcus Garvey just died naturally? Come on, man, give me a break. He was killed.
Yes.
He was killed. I don't care what none of them say. He was killed. I ain't no fool. Okay? Marcus Garvey was killed. Wait, you know where he died? In England. You think he died in England just an accident?
No, of course not.
Man, come on, man, give me a break. You think he died in England just an accident? He was killed. This man was literally killed. Okay? Strategically killed. And this is what we as a people must realize.
Yes. The
Okay?
the disciple of Haile Selassie it is. I mean, like on the time of the events when he was crowned and stuff like that. It's only a possibility that the West had the power to put him there, like, you know.
Listen,
So yeah.
the powers that be, which it was the Western world. Okay? The Western
The powers that
world,
were, the powers that were, they are not anymore.
no, they're not no more, which was the Western world. Okay?
Yes.
They put Haile Selassie in place to keep Africa in bondage. Africa and Africans, which is both in the diaspora and also upon the continent. Because they was about to free up all people, which is independence. So coming from? And they had to create, which was back then, which is now today, they changed the name and they say it's African Union today. So coming from?
Yes.
Okay, African Union today, it was not African Union. You know what it was. I don't even want to even say what it was. You know what it was. So coming from?
Even today, it's still in the Western. It's still the Western because they still found
Still
them.
doing the same thing. Let me share something with you. Do you know they are still funded by the West? Just like how they were funded back then.
Yes.
They were funded back then by the West, and they still, okay, they still are funded today by the West. Okay, the same
Yeah.
thing Haile Selassie did. Haile Selassie at the time was funded. That was created then, which is, you know what it is, which is African Union today. African
Yes.
Union is still funded by the West. This is why African Union cannot unify, okay, Africa. They is not there to unify Africa. They are there to make sure they are fully aware of what about to happen within the African continent, because the leaders are them that actually make the country be what it is. Okay? So if the
Indeed.
leaders say
Yes.
this,
Yes.
guess what? They know even before us, the people. So coming from?
Yeah. Yeah. I got you.
The elites already know, because the African Union already tell them what they're about to do, when they're about to do it, how they're about to do it. Okay?
Yeah.
And this is what I'm saying to you all. So when people come up here and respond to me and say, oh, African Union, I mean, Haile Selassie is the Most High. Haile Selassie is this. Haile Selassie is that. That's not true. And it is a lie. And it comes from the pits, which is the hell that they created for us. Okay?
Indeed. Indeed. Indeed.
Okay? And this is what they
It,
have
it,
done.
it, yes.
Because
Yes.
it's still today, it's still producing what it was created to produce, and that is division. The African Union
Yeah.
today is still producing division amongst Africa.
Yes, it does. It does. It does. It
Okay?
does do nothing. Like, they just sit around talking, whatever. Just,
Let's be real. And this is what I'm saying to people. So when you come and you see me, a man that have dreads, a man that have locks, my locks represent the foundation. My locks represent the foundation, which is the first black woman that ever walked upon this earth. Okay? Because she never had a comb. She never had nothing to cut her hair. She grew it. It grew. It was the connection. It was the vibration. Okay? It was a part of her aura. Okay?
yes.
That's what it is. It represents the light. You see, back then, she was the star that existed within the blackness. There was no star up there. There was only star down here, because it was all blackness. Okay? And she was that star. She was those stars. Until death, there was no star, if you don't know. Death is what created stars, because it was the representation of those who, okay, died and elevated from this realm to that realm.
Indeed.
So
Indeed.
I don't want to go into certain things, because when they come talk about Haile Selassie is not ready.
No, no. The thing is, people who put the energy into Haile Selassie name and stuff like that, I'm like, obviously, we've been
Indoctrinated.
misguided. Yeah,
Indoctrinated.
yeah, exactly. Like, it's me. Like, I grew up with my first music when I listened to Bob Marley was like I was about 6 years old, whatever. I was back in Africa because I'm from Africa. I'm from Angola, right? It was, I remember the day when Bob Marley died, they would play the music all day. I was like, who's that play? They play music like they told me it was Bob Marley. When I grew up, like, I just listened to Bob Marley and got to know a bit of Haile Selassie. Like, I used to like put my energy into Haile Selassie, but then the spirit just showed me the way. No, that's the wrong way to do it. And what you're saying is totally 100% right.
What I'm saying to people, personally, the man himself, as the representation of I would say, a melanated person, if we would say that. So coming from,
Yeah, yeah, I got you.
I would say this: if you look at the true information and really research, you will see, number one, Haile Selassie was not in the line to be crowned. Okay?
Yes.
You must
Yeah.
know this. He was not in the line to be crowned. The one that was before him was named King of Kings and Lords of Lords. Okay? The one that was before him. Okay?
But did Selassie have the same title as well, no?
Yeah, he was the same title as well after the fact. So I'm saying,
Yes.
because he was crowned in that place. You see where I'm coming from?
Yes.
But what we need to recognize is who organized his crowning, who planned his crowning,
Yeah.
who made that decision to change the one that was in line to be crowned to the one that was not supposed to be crowned.
Yeah. Bro, I know exactly what I know. I mean, like it's
It take a powerful people to come
yeah.
with that kind, and it was the West.
Of course.
It was the West who done it because they
Yeah.
know they can create, and when they create him and they put him in position, automatically what gonna happen? They will control him. Exactly what
Yes.
they did.
Yeah.
They created him, so guess what? They will control him. You will see it. They even use the narrative that he wanted to make Ethiopia as the West. You see where I'm coming from?
Yes.
Let's be real. Let's be truthful. Let's be honest with ourselves. And know it was all about he was a puppet. Exactly. He was a puppet. So he being who he was placed there by them. He was controlled by them. And then after that, what he did, he created, which we call today the African Union. And the African Union, as we know it today, it was created because of all those who would receive independence. Okay? Of all those who will receive independence, and these independence are controlled by who? The African Union.
Yes.
The African Union. And the African Union then was fully controlled by who? The West. It was not Haile Selassie because it was funded by the West. So coming from.
Yeah.
So when the people thinking that, oh, it was African Union, no, it was not African Union, it was the West in control of all that. He was just the puppet that was put in place to make believe that is he who created it. It was not he who created it. It was the West who designed and strategized and put it together and give it to him and say, you know, you go and put it in place. Do you see what I'm saying? You go and put it in place. Okay? You see, when lot of Rasta like to say when he speak about until the philosophy which hold one race superior. You see where I'm coming from? Listen to this. This is just a speech. Okay? And this speech, he knew well, okay, what was going on in the background when he was the one who was in charge of that which we call the African Union today. Because he knew who was the one who controlling it. He knew who the one who designed it. He knew, you see where I'm coming from? So if you really examine his speech about until, it was just to make believe to his people that he is on their side. You feel me?
Yep.
Look and pay attention, close and pay attention. It was all
Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. Yeah. Talk is cheap. More action.
Okay? Talk is cheap.
Yeah.
And this is what people fail to realize.
Yeah.
Because let me show you something. Do you know this much? He could not speak that until he get approval by them. Do you know that?
Yes.
Okay? He was not like Patrick Lumumba. Lumumba wrote what he wrote when they get independence. They didn't approve it.
Yes,
Lumumba
yes,
literally do what he did. Okay?
yes. Yeah, true, true. That's why I say, like, the people the leaders who the West put in pedestal. Look at Mugabe. You see Mugabe talk too much about in the West. Nobody talks about Mugabe. They hate Mugabe, right?
Exactly.
For a reason.
They hate Mugabe because he
Yeah,
don't look for the approval. You see where I'm coming from?
exactly. Yeah.
Haile Selassie was a puppet, and you can see it. We ain't foolish. We minds are open. We can see for ourselves. We got a
Yeah.
mind to think. We are not brainwashed. Okay? We are not foolish.
Yeah.
All this speech of Haile Selassie and they try to promote and stuff like this. Okay?
Yeah.
It's all about he was put in place. Because I see plenty of Rastas and plenty of people who are indoctrinated and believe that Haile Selassie did. They love to use this speech, not knowing that this speech was approved by them. Haile Selassie was fully aware of what was going on. He knew about the war. He knew what was going on. He knew he was a
Yes.
part of it. He knew he was of it. He couldn't say nothing unless they approve it. Okay? He couldn't say nothing. And this is what people
Yeah.
need to realize. Okay?
Indeed. Maybe the queen I want to talk something because she's been online. Maybe she has an opinion or something.
Who?
Queen now. I said there's a queen person there.
Queen, let me see who she be. Queen,
She has a mic open and she's
oh,
making lots
okay,
of
come
noise.
on, Queen. Say something to me.
King, I don't really want to say much. I just want to listen.
Oh, you just want to listen.
It's amazing. I never knew this, so I'm kind of learning as I go along.
Okay. I
'Cause,
appreciate you.
I'm from Jamaica also, and I believe in what the Rasta said that he's the king. But I knew that they crowned him.
Yeah.
I knew they crowned him and his wife the same day.
Which
And
was not his wife. Which was not his wife in the first place.
It wasn't his wife?
That was not his wife in the first place.
Wow.
She was
Maybe
already
you
in
know that.
place. She was already in place.
Wow. I didn't know that.
You ain't see he was so younger than her?
Yes.
Okay, you ever ask why? Because she was not his wife in the first place. That was not her first husband.
Well, I understand that she had about 2 or so children before, so that was
I'm gonna say it
that.
again to you. I'm gonna say it again to you so you may comprehend.
So
All this was planned by the West.
yes, I
All
didn't know that.
Place.
I did not know that.
by
No, I
the West.
understanding it.
Okay? All this was put in place to destroy Marcus Messiah Garvey. That's what it was.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All this. Haile Selassie, all this was put in place. This is why they use Marcus Messiah Garvey words to say that the words of Marcus Messiah Garvey was fulfilled. You understand?
Okay.
And colorism plays in place as well, right? Colorism,
Yes.
brother Marcus being full-blooded and Selassie being a bit, colored, something like that. So that's all.
And you got to comprehend that the Christianity mindset, they wanted to keep, okay, our people to be enslaved by the Christian dogma, the Christian mindset, which is that fear tactics, okay? Fear mentality. That's what they want to keep us in, okay? When we, as a people, are born, we born with no fear. Fear are installed in us through that's why you see majority of when the kids then born today, these doctors, they tend to like they making them fall to the ground, like they willfully like they're dropping them and make the baby instill fear in them. That's what they does. We need to stop it. Okay? It's an installation of fear into the children. We don't born with fear. Black people don't born with fear. It is installed in us. Because
Yes.
we are free people.
You know, I have a lesson I learned, right? Fear really, or being afraid of anything really freezes you, man. It's not good to have fear.
Like I said to
I
you.
mean, like I learned it the hard way, but bro, it's not good to have fear, man.
Okay?
It's not good. So we should put the fear away, man. Always trust in the Most High, really, you know, Most High. We trust in the Most High, not being fear of anything, bro. You know.
You know? This is why I'm saying what I'm saying to you. Like I said, personally, the person itself, what I am against is this. It is the West interference and control of our black people continuously to date. Even though we think that we get away, we are still controlled by their system.
Yes, still under bondage. Yeah.
Still,
Sister.
we have to go back to the original way,
Yeah.
which is existent itself, which is the blackness. The blackness. And
You see,
existent, which is the earth and the woman. That
and
that
you see what
is
you're
what we
saying,
are afraid of.
and you see what you're saying, brother. It's the same thing as when Africa got independence, right? When they got independent, whatever independence they call, they didn't really go back. They didn't really rethink of saying, okay, where were we before we got into this place? What did our ancestors do? Right? They didn't go back to their own ways. They only followed. They only continued with the colonial ways, education, religion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They didn't think to reset themselves and say, oh, look, we spent so much years with these people. They educate us this way. So how did our ancestors live before they came over? Before we
Exactly.
got into this system? They didn't think of like that. They just followed
You know,
religion, education.
you're so
The
right.
same.
And I spoke to a young lady yesterday, and her name is Amen. I don't know exactly where she's from. I didn't care. All what I know that I connect. All what I know, she's of the source. And that is the source of blackness and the source of the divine feminine. Okay? I know that. So I don't want to know where she from, how she come here, because she up on earth. And earth was given to the black woman. And earth is given to the black woman. The earth, not just a geographical location that we call Africa today, but the earth itself was given to the black woman because she was the first and she's the first. Okay? That's what I know. So for me, I don't divide. That mindset, the earth is one. I am free. The earth is my mother's. Okay? She is who owned this earth. And I was indoctrinated to believe in the division that is set before me. But now, because of the manifestation of that which is the divine feminine, I come to know that the earth is still one. And the earth still owned by the black woman. Let me go so far as said to you. The earth was just taken away from the black woman, just the other day, which was the doctrine of discovery. It was not too long ago. The doctrine of discovery came because of who? The Roman Catholic Church.
Yes.
That's when the whole land was taken away from the black woman. She didn't even know she owned it, but it was literally taken away from her by the doctrine of discovery. And it was the Roman Catholic Church who done that. Okay?
Yes. Yes. And
The
not
whole
to cut
earth
you off.
was still owned by the black woman then.
Yes.
Even in 1492, upon Columbus stuff, it was still owned by the black woman.
Have you seen the
Everywhere
image?
was still owned by the black woman.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. 100%.
Okay?
Have you seen the picture of the Pope bowing and praying to the black Madonnas? Right? If you Google a picture image of Pope in front of a black Madonna, you're gonna see, because the Pope, they don't pray to this Mary, whatever, they pray to the black Madonnas, the true honor of the earth. And if you Google Russian icons, you're gonna see the true people that they worshipped before. They're all melanated beings, you know.
See,
They're all melanated, and it's true, bro. It's true, brother.
now, I'm not here to promote nothing about no melanated skin and none of that. My thing is about truth. Okay? Because those same white people came from the black woman also. Okay? I don't care what they say and make you believe nothing different. Okay? They came from her too. Okay? And that's what we need to realize. They came from her too. She did what she did. But guess what? She did it for a reason. And the reason why she done it, you need to know. You know? But the woman,
What's the reason she did it?
see, what need to realize is this. You have to go all the way to the foundation of things when it occurred and happened. To say that, why would the woman in the first place created a male? And to say a white male in the first place. Where coming from? She had to see, because you see, whenever there is an issue, that's when a true creator creates solutions. Okay?
Can you repeat, please?
A creator creates solutions because there's an issue. Okay? Upon growth, when growth happen, which is expansion, then there's issues, and when issues happen, then creators start to create whatever they want to create. Now, women impregnating themselves and impregnate already can change gender or change whatever they want to change into whatever they want it to be. Women can do that. Women have that power to do that. This is why people don't comprehend. That's why I tell people all the time. When a woman do what they does, which is basically duplicating themselves, because that's why every fetus in a woman, it's a female first, because she actually duplicates herself. Then she, who have the power within her, whatever she wanted to be, if she wanted to stay a female, it will stay a female. If she wanted to come to a male, she can change it to that. She have the power to do that.
Yes. If she's aware of herself.
Woman, if she know herself though, she gotta know herself though. You see? The woman have the power within her to do that. Some women do it without even recognize that's what happened. How they do it without that? Because they go off of their needs. Okay? When you see a woman in today's age, because they don't recognize the power that they have, they desire the male gender. Because the male gender is not there to say like they are not one with the woman. Okay? Majority of the time you see a female bring forth a male is because that woman, that male is not one with the woman. Okay? Majority of the time. He can be there now. He can be in place as the male, but he is not one with the woman. And because he's not one with the woman, and the woman always desires that male, and it becomes a need for her, she end up changing the gender that is in her to a male, because that's what she need in the moment that she needed it. Because that male is not there. It's not one with her. So she should create something to be one with. She would be one with. And that's
But how does she does that? How does she does with the mind?
Yeah, that's what she do. Creating
Yeah,
The creative ability is in her. She does that, and she changed that gender without
I
even
agree.
recognize she do it. You see it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what happened. Now, when you're talking about the white males being created, you gotta comprehend why they were created, okay, and what was placed in them. The woman placed certain
Okay.
things in them, okay, and what she put in them was violence. Because why? Why would she create that? She create violence. She create jealousy. She put it in them. She put it in them. So don't think for accident is an accident. She put it in them. She did that.
So,
How
so
and
that's
why
why you
she did
think
that?
that's what. So that's why you think like they are aware of that knowledge, and that's why they hate the black woman today now, right?
Okay, exactly.
Yeah.
She placed it in them. She did that. If you don't know, she did that. Why?
Ah, bro, 100%, 100%.
Okay.
I agree with you, man.
This is why when I wrote when I wrote the book of blackness, I explained all this in the book of blackness. She did that. The dark woman. The dark woman,
Can you
literally.
can you put a link for your book?
Um, I don't I don't have the. It's on Amazon though. It's on Amazon. It's on
Okay, the
Amazon.
book of
Amazon. You
blackness.
go to the book of blackness. Yeah, the book of blackness. It's
Okay,
Amazon. You can
okay,
download
I'll
it.
look it
You
up.
can whatever it is. The book of blackness. It's on Amazon. You
Okay.
know. So when people when the when you're talking about this and you're talking about what she have done and how she did what she did, your mind will be blown. The dark woman is nothing easy. She's nothing easy.
Now,
She's
bro, I'm
creating
just learning
that.
this, but I agree with you 100%.
You know, for me, the dark woman is so powerful that hey, people don't. You so, for example, let me share something with you. You know, this guy asked me what I think about the Bible when I said when it says about Adam brought forth the female from his rib. I said that's not the dark woman. No, the Adam brought forth the female is a representation of when the Caucasian, as to say, the white people started. So coming from
Mm.
for when you comprehend that it takes the white male to and it take the white male and penetration for the white race to continue. It don't take that with black people. Black people dealt with parthenogenics. Okay?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. This is why the white male was created before the white female, because it took the white male to actually combine with penetration to create the white female.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a question about the book. Okay,
Look around.
is it Black Booba who James Patterson? No, no, that's not it.
No. The Book of Blackness is by Victor
The
Stevens.
book of okay. The book of
The
blackness.
book,
Okay, I'm
the
looking it.
book, the book of blackness. Okay? The book of blackness. Just like you hear me say it. The book of
Yeah.
blackness by Victor
Okay.
Stevens. You go to Amazon and type in the book of blackness. It's on Amazon. Okay? It's on Amazon right now as we
Yeah,
speak.
I got it. I got it. I
Okay,
see
you
it.
see it.
No problem.
Okay.
Thanks. Yeah.
So when we speaking and when we come to know how powerful the dark woman is, your mind will be like, yo, she's not easy. But about Adam, when you comprehend that, that's just a story of showing when the Caucasian, or I would say the white people, started and how it was. So coming from, because it's basically the
Yeah.
representation of the male impregnating a woman, and because of the male, which is the white male, impregnating a woman, also the baby, the outside appearance of the baby will be the color of the father. Okay?
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
Okay? So that's where this narrative comes from, and this is where and how it is what it is today. It's nothing about
Yes.
we. You see, what they're not telling you, this so-called Adam, it came from the black woman. Do you remember in the Bible when you speak about the serpent or the deceiver supposed to be talking to the woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know who this woman
Yes,
was?
yes.
It was the black woman. It was the original woman. What they are telling you, they're making you believe that the woman that was talking, communicating with this so-called serpent is actually the woman that came from the rib. No, the woman that actually spoke to this, supposed to spoke to some serpent, is not the same woman as the woman that came from no rib. Okay, the woman
Yeah.
that supposed to speak to the serpent is actually the dark woman. Okay, that representation is actually the sun. The deceiver, okay, is really a representation of the sun, which is the manifestation of the sun. Okay,
The deceiver.
this is why the deceiver is really the sun, because what happened, it took away the presence of the blackness.
Okay.
You see, when you comprehend that blackness it was, okay, and the darkness became because of the woman being in the aura that there was, and the moon manifested itself because of the woman, okay, because of the reflection from the blackness and their aura and everything. The moon manifests. That's why the moon never overtaken or overpowered the blackness. The moon is one with the blackness. So coming from,
Yeah, yeah, that's you.
the sun really represents the elevation and the expansion of man as they start looking outside of themselves. You see it?
Yes, yes.
When men, which was the woman then, and everything else, because it was not only just the woman alone, it was all the animals, everything that was combined, start looking outside of themselves. Because remember, the woman was telepathically communicating. They didn't have language as to say English, French, Dutch. No, it was not like that. It was all telepathically communicating.
Yes, yes, yes.
There was no language as such. There was telepathically communicating, and the woman was the one who telepathically communicated all. She was the source. She telepathically communicated to us. She connected everything. She did that. Okay? And
Yeah.
when others start looking outside of themselves, when they start looking outside of themselves, that's when the sun rose up the pyramid and they came to the peak of the pyramid. And when it came to the peak of the pyramid, it created chaos. Okay? It created violence. The sun comes with violence. Okay? It came with violence because it was the first time the sun ever manifested itself. The first time they seen the sun. So when it came with violence and chaos. It was a panic. Their minds, they thought that that which created them, that which sustained them disappeared, which was the blackness. But it did not disappear. It was still there. It was just an illusion.
Are you frozen?
Understand?
Sister, can you mute your phone, please?
Pull me
Sister,
down,
please.
please. Take me down, please.
Okay, okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome,
you,
ma'am.
sister.
Take care.
Okay.
So, brother Victor, I'm a
Take
sun
me down.
gazer.
Okay. What's going on here? Why you're not disconnecting?
I have no idea.
I don't know why you.
Okay,
I
let
am
me
taking
come
you
out.
down, but you go. Okay, then, sister. Go ahead now. Go ahead. I don't know why, but it's okay. Maybe. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Ask the question.
Yes, I said I'm a sun gazer, right? I do sun gaze anytime that I want to do. 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock, afternoon, sunrise, whatever. I do sun gaze
Okay.
anytime. Since 2018, I start doing it again, right? But I started doing sun gazing when I was about 6 years old, right? When I was a child, I was doing sun gazing. But then people told me, "Oh, you're gonna go blind," right? And then I stopped. But then I started again back in 2018 doing sun gazing,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So I mean, like, is it as you're saying, like, people were living in darkness, right? Before the light came.
There was. It was that. It was blackness. It was blackness. There was the light. So coming from. Okay.
Okay.
They,
Yeah.
which is man, represented the light. Okay. This
Okay.
is where to get its narrative form, the light of the world.
Okay. The light of the world.
Understand?
Okay. Yeah.
This is where they get a narrative from. The narrative came from the woman living in the blackness. There was the
Okay.
light of that world. Then, that's what they was. Okay? Which is the environment that they were in. Yeah. So,
Got you.
there, the aura, you know, which is like when you go into a place where they own the blackness within the seas, then you see the bioluminescent light that glows
Okay.
in the depths of the blackness, where the fish is itself, the bioluminescent light from the fish, it just light up the place in the blackness. But in the daytime, you cannot see it. So coming from?
Yeah.
But in the blackness, you can see the bioluminescent light, which is the same thing that we as a people have around us, the people, if you want to know the truth. But we can't see it because we've been conditioned to see the sun as such. You know?
Yeah, because
So,
you see what happened
like
to me. You see what happened to me when I do sun gazing. I see the sun actually turns black, right?
It does, because blackness is what it exists within.
Yeah, no, true. Because I do sun gaze, like when I look at the sun, I stare at the sun, I gaze at it, and you saw that it becomes dark. Like you see the
Blackness is right in
darkness
the
within the
center.
sun. Yes.
Blackness is in the center.
Yes.
I didn't been there,
yes.
done that. It is the blackness.
I'm still doing it.
It is there because blackness exists within the all, and all is within the blackness. So I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, 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 yeah.
when we comprehend that, this is what it is. The ultimate is the blackness. The ultimate is the blackness. That is the Most High. At the end of the day, that's what you're supposed to be able to have an encounter with your true self,
Yeah.
with your true self, and that is to
I know.
basically see the
I'm
foundation.
I, I'm I'm in that journey of encountering myself.
Yeah, which is within you.
Yeah.
It's already within you.
Yeah, of course, it is. It is always within us all. That's all. That's the trick of it.
It's already no. The only reason why you are not paying attention is because you were indoctrinated to believe something else.
See,
Yeah,
no, because
that's the reason.
because even the Bible says everything is within, but the
Yeah, it's within
pastors
you.
and the preachers, they emphasize the outside being, right? They don't
Yeah,
say
but
the
it's
within.
within
They
you.
say they always emphasize. Yeah, they always emphasize the outside things. They don't really go within. They say, okay, you can go within yourself, and you don't even need a church to go to church or pray, whatever. You just need to follow the rules of the Most High and follow the ways of the Most High. You don't need to go to church and have a religion, but they emphasize everything outside. You know.
When you start looking outside, is basically you are given the worship of the sun. This is why Christianity is about worshiping the sun.
Yes, yes. The carnal
Christianity,
one, not the inner man,
yeah, the carnal sun,
the carnal being.
not the inward man. It's not about worshiping the
Yes.
inward man. The
Yeah.
inward man is the inward man is not um it's not about gender,
Mm-hmm.
okay? But it's about the true existence of the presence of the highest frequency that will ever be and will ever exist. And that image is blackness.
Yes. Yeah.
So
True.
until we
True.
comprehend that, this is why the Bible suppress and oppress blackness and the woman. These are the two things the Bible specifically go out its way to make sure it suppress them and oppress them. It make them evil.
Yeah, but
So
not
you as a
not
person,
well, not the Bible in the way, but the people who preach the Bible. For example, let's say the Catholics, because as I say, like there are entities that in this world who wants to ruin the actual truth, so they don't want people to know the truth. So they go out of the way
now the
to make
Bible,
sure that we get.
listen, the Bible, okay? The
Yeah.
Bible shows you over and over again and even tell you that blackness is evil.
Okay.
Not only that, it shows you in all kind of ways to make you believe that women are not who they are. You know, first thing is this: number one, they make you think that a male can give birth to people, which is to be born again, which is they say in Jesus. That's not true. We know that mothers is who give birth to children.
Okay,
Okay.
but Jesus talks about the second birth, which is not a normal birth, right? Because
Uh,
okay, in my experience, right?
Go ahead.
There is a Jeremiah 30 verse 6, right?
Uh-huh.
Where Jeremiah says, let me just do a quick search here, please. Not this one. Let me just do a quick search here. Please, show a second, brother. Okay. So in Jeremiah says like, ask ye now and see whether a man doth travel with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces turned into paleness, right? So that for me, and I've been analyzing. Well, I've been going through some stuff in my life, and I look the anatomy of the skull, right? The anatomy of your skull, your skull, the people's skull. There are sutures in your skull, right? You know, if you look at the anatomy of a skull,
Okay.
can you hear me, brother?
I can hear you very clearly.
Yeah. So in the anatomy of the skull, there are sutures. They're like opening, right?
Okay.
In your head,
Okay.
right? With my experience, right?
Okay. Go ahead.
Those sutures, they are not there for no reason. They are there for an opening, right? They do open when something drastic happens to you, when you're chosen, and something drastic happens
Correct.
to you. Yeah? And
That's
and
what I
and in
said.
our body, in our bodies, there are holes called for a man, right? For a man. I mean, like if you search,
Yeah.
you're gonna see for a man.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
So those holes for a man, obviously, a man in the Egyptian mythology means the hidden one.
Yeah, that's correct.
The hidden one. So in my experience, right? There are people, for example, there's a guy named Simon Kimbangu. He's from Congo. He's a prophet who had a transformation of his body, right? That the Holy Spirit came into him and he gave birth from above. The second birth happens to him, and his body changed into a new being, right? He could perform miracles. He could go into dimensions, right? He could just move as fast as you sitting there. All of a sudden, you are somewhere else. He could do all those things, right? So, in my experience, I do believe that there's a second birth that happens, but it's a personal experience that people go through. What do you think?
What do I think? You see, let me share something with you.
Can you repeat, please?
When you talking about second birth, okay?
Yeah.
Listen to what you're saying now. Second birth, which is to be born again. Okay? Through the teachings of a male, which is to born again, not just physically, but knowing that which is really you. Okay? Which is to come to know the consciousness that give you life, which is the Creator itself. And only way you as an individual can know these things is to have that encounter within. Okay? Because you have an encounter within, that means you're born again? No, you're not born again. You came to the realization of who and what you are. Not born again. When you use the word born again, is to say basically the mother, the woman, are not needed. But when you say that this person, whoever they might be, whether female or male, that receive and have come to know the fullness of themselves. And to know the fullness of themselves is to know the Creator itself. Okay? To know the Creator itself. And then you who come to know the Creator itself will be enlightened and start to create solutions to your issues that occur within your life. What more miracle than that you need?
Yes, you are right, but
Born again takes away from the significant birth. okay,
Mm-hmm.
of the mother, okay, that pain and anguish and suffering that she goes through to become and bring forth a baby into this earth. It is to basically
Yes.
downplay that
No, but
which,
that's not being downplayed whatsoever. I mean, like, have you seen a caterpillar becoming a butterfly,
hmm,
right?
okay,
Right. That's let's say that's the concept, right? That's the concept of our bodies, you and me, right? That's our concept of becoming. I mean, I call it regeneration, kind of. There's a guy from the islands of Barbados. His name was Neville Goddard. I don't know
okay,
if you're aware of him. Neville Goddard. He was taught by an Ethiopian rabbi back in the 20s and 30s, right? He had the
okay,
same experience. He had the same experience of being regenerated. As you say, you can say born again. You can say, but I know born again. Like you think like, oh, someone's gonna be giving a second. You being born, going to your mom's belly and being born again. But that's a totally
no,
different thing.
no,
That's what I'm talking about, like being a metamorphosis, whatever they call it, being from a caterpillar into a
okay,
butterfly.
metamorphosis, yeah,
Yes, that's what happens to us. When that's the experience I'm experiencing currently, for example, right?
mm,
Being a metamorphosis because I know my body's changing. I can even feel that all my blood inside is changing as well. Like at the same time, it is not easy, and sometimes oh, I can explain this because it's an individual experience, and explaining it to people will say like, no, that's impossible, right?
let me share something with you because you're talking
Yes, sir.
about
Yes, brother.
metamorphosis, right? You're talking about being changing like a butterfly. Let me
Mm-hmm.
share something with you so you comprehend something. We as man, whether female
Mm-hmm.
or male, okay,
Mm-hmm.
once we receive consciousness and we come through the womb of a woman and we start to grow,
Mm-hmm.
okay, we automatically pick up things. We are indoctrinated by our surroundings,
Yes.
okay? And as we are indoctrinated by our surrounding and we pick up things and we do what we do, we become. Now, many of us who are not taught that the real you is that which came through, which is the consciousness that awakes you every single day and moment of time. Okay, that's the real you, which you are spirit. Okay, that's
Mm-hmm.
you. You never
Okay.
change. You are still there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what happened? You're indoctrinated now because of your experiences that you're experiencing now. Okay?
Okay.
Now, the flesh are adapting and as it goes, as it becomes,
Mm-hmm.
because it
Mm-hmm.
automatically goes, because mama feed you, papa feed you, you ain't trying to do nothing. Okay?
Okay.
You
Yes.
grow into, because your growth is automatic. That's part of this, what it is, the expansion. Growth is something that will happen and it must happen. Now, you are still, the real you is still there. But because you are indoctrinated to believe that you are the flesh, because you are indoctrinated to believe that you are emotions, your emotions, you are them, you then abandon that which you truly are. Now, if you're the person that are truly chosen, as we will say chosen, now you have an encounter with that which creates you, which is the true consciousness, which is seeing the vision within self, seeing the blackness, seeing the existent that existed before any physical man upon this earth. You seen it for yourself. Because this is the encounter that all men that truly are enlightened should have that effect. And this is when you will know that there will be no need of the sun, there will be no need of the moon, but you, the light, which is the creator, the existence of the creator itself, become your light. It becomes your guide. It is your true source. You come to know the source itself, which is really you. This, if you're calling it born again, I would say no, it is not born again. It's just you coming to know you, the real you. You ain't born again. It always there. It always been there. Okay? It always been there.
Yeah.
You just been enlightened. Okay?
Okay. So in my
So when you
experience, what I'm
word,
experiencing,
so when you word it and say
yeah.
born again, it's taken away from that which is the mother. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
And this is what
So
I'm saying. Being enlightened, yes. Being born
yes,
again,
yes.
no.
So you really
You know,
do me
born
nothing.
again.
But
Okay. So
run a
okay.
yard,
So
run a yard, kind of shake up a little, but
Go ahead, brother.
okay. So we are two beings, right? I don't know if you're aware of that, but we have the ego, and we have the one within ourselves, right?
Okay?
Right? We have that little voice that tells us, okay, go this way, go that way. And sometimes we make this, okay, do I really want to do this or do I really want to do this? And when you do something that your ego wants to do, sometimes things go wrong. And if you did the thing that your little voice wants you to do, and things go right, right?
I'm listening.
But the ego is always part of us, right? The ego is always part of us because it's the one that we grow up with, from the childhood. But when the internal man, which is within us always, is activated, right? It's like an upgrade. Let's say it, right? When the ego becomes aware of that, oh, there's another being with this now, because the ego is running the body, is running the emotions, is running the will, right? That's what the ego is running. The lustful things, the pleasure, stuff like that. That's what the ego wants. Want to eat, wants to do that. But when the spirit is activated, when the spirit becomes aware within you, when the man within you becomes aware of itself, then you can get emotions. You can get like signals telling you, okay, do not eat this food. Do not go this way, right? And this is my personal experience, right? Really, my personal experience, right? And there are certain things that I've been experiencing if I'm walking the street, and let's say I might step into a stone, right? I might step into a stone, boom. I say, okay, so should I really continue going to this way because I'm already being warned? Okay, do not go that way because something's gonna happen if you go that way. So sometimes when I'm really stubborn, I say, okay, let me just continue to go where I'm going, and then I found something, or I meet someone who calls me, who start arguing with me, something like that, right? And then if I didn't go that way, so I wouldn't find out who was in front of me. So I just go the other way, and nothing happens. But if I'm stubborn enough to say, okay, look, I stepped onto this stone and my foot, did something, and okay, let me continue. And things happen, bad things happen. Right? So this is my experience, right? And because my spirit within me is being activated, the man within me. I don't know. I'll give you an example, right? Have you seen the movie? What's it called? Psycho, right? The movie Psycho. The
Psycho?
movie Psycho.
Psycho?
Psycho. The movie
No,
Psycho. Yeah.
No, I never see
Well,
it.
okay, it's a movie. It's a psychological movie where a guy has two personalities.
Okay.
So basically, it's like, oh, one personality is this, one personality is this. I mean, like, That's what we all have. And sometimes we have within thoughts of ourselves, right? You have two thoughts. One thought, okay, should I go to sleep or shouldn't I go to sleep? Right? That's double thoughts, right? So within my experience, the man within me is actually giving me signs. Right? My body moves in a certain way. If I want to eat something, sometimes I might pick up something, all of a sudden it falls by itself. Imagine like you picking up a fork that you know you surely holding it tight, but the fork falls down without your own will, right? So that's my experience. I'm experiencing. So, and as I said about you said about being born again, it's really not what you, but regeneration, right? So regeneration basically it's like that your body is changing, from being a normal being into being an extra being. Let's just say it like that. Because I know where I'm from, people became extra beings in that process of regeneration.
Okay.
And sometimes you see like people say like, oh, black people how can I say, are witches, whatever. Where I'm from Congo, Angola, right? Congo, Angola, and people that are really mystic, right? And someone can tell you something in the morning, and the same thing happens in the afternoon. So people manifest quickly sometimes. Because we are not aware of ourselves, especially our black people, right? We are not aware of ourselves, how powerful we are, right? So for me, I know how to control my thoughts. Well, not to not control my thoughts really, but I know how to control the good thoughts and bad thoughts, because I know that's what manifests everything, right? In a manifestation. Because whatever we say within ourselves, the man within ourselves, he listens and he makes it to be true, become truth. Because God is within us. That's what I experience. That's my experience currently. That's my experience.
Okay, let me say something because who is be up here? Speak to me. Let me hear what you have to say, and then I will say something. Unmute yourself, my brother.
Is it Malibu? Malib something?
Let me see. Let me pull it up so I can read what you said. Malibu. Malibu. Let me see exactly. Malibu. Speak to me. Oh, you're not answering, so. Malibu.
So basically, yeah, Malibu, I think he's just in the mute. He's muted out. Or maybe did you mute him? Nah, it's gone.
I take him down.
Okay. No, my brother, this is a very interesting conversation, right? Because
Let me say something, because before you go any further.
yes,
It's like this. When you speak about ego, because we know that ego comes from indoctrination. Okay?
yes,
Ego comes from indoctrination. That's where you walk in that ego. Because you are indoctrinated with whatever it is that you was indoctrinated with. That's the ego. Now, when you come to know that you are not your ego, you are not the indoctrination that you were indoctrinated with. And that is to come to know and have an encounter with your true self. Okay? Your true self,
yeah.
which is that which exists,
Yeah,
which is that comes directly from the source that when you come to know that which wakes you every single time you are awoken. Oh, lady. It's a lady, okay. I thought it was a male. But it's a lady. But it's okay. You could request to come back up if you want to come back up. I'm gonna promise you come in and say what you have to say. Add to it what you want to add. I'm not problem with that. But when it comes to ego, we need to recognize that ego comes from indoctrination. Ego just don't, and because you were indoctrinated with whatever you were indoctrinated with, because of that reason you're walking in that which you were indoctrinated with. And that's ego within itself. An ego does not listen because this is what it is. This will make ego ego. It doesn't listen, you don't take no correction from no one. It is just what it is. Whatever it is, it's its truth, it is its truth. It don't change for no man, it is what it is. Or it dictates, it do whatever. That's ego. Okay, that is just ego. Now, ego the flesh, I wouldn't say it like that because flesh is flesh by itself. Ego are thoughts, which is indoctrination. So coming from?
Yes, yeah, I get you. But what I'm saying is this, right? I give this an analogy, whatever. Like for example, a computer, right? A computer is a hardware, right? The computer is a hardware without a software or without the BIOS, right? Let's say the BIOS, right? Without the BIOS, the computer will not start up. And without the operating system, the computer is dead, right? So you cannot use the computer. The computer is useless. Even my phone, without the Android software in it, it's gonna just be dead, right? So there are programs within the computer that's running the computer, right? So let's say that your program was running in a whatever way, or the hardware even, right? Was running slowly. Maybe you had a 1 gigabyte of RAM, whatever. Then you upgrade to 8 to 6 gigabytes of RAM, right? Then you become faster. Then your software is updated again, and so on and so forth, right? And that's what I'm trying to say to you. Like, we are upgradable according to what the Most High is putting us, right? So we look. I grew up. What I'm experiencing currently in life, right? Where I am at, right? I am experiencing things which are extraordinary, right? That it wasn't possible for me to even understand when it began to happen to me. That there's another being that is within ourselves, right? That was never here within myself. Or you can say, oh, is he an angel? Or is it a spirit? Or is it a demon? But it's just the experience I'm experiencing. I cannot tell someone, okay, look, I'm experiencing this, can you experience it? No, but I have people experiencing it. They are giving example of Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard was a mystic. He experienced the so-called second birth. People can say, oh, resurrection, whatever you want to call it, or regeneration.
Listen, I'm going to say it again to you. When that was second birth, okay?
Yeah. No. Look, I am just giving an example. You can call it whatever you want.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to say what I'm saying, and then I'll let you speak. You're speaking to a man that been enlightened. You're speaking to a man had an encounter with the Creator itself. When you see me sit down here and I speak to you, I'm not speaking because I'm just speaking because I read something of some books or something.
Okay.
No, I speak because I experience it myself. So when I tell you about what I am saying to you about being born again, I am telling you because I know what it is. I had my experience myself. I know with all these people who so-called who had their encounters I experienced. I speak from a point of knowing. I don't speak from what I read. I speak from a knowing perspective. This is why I could say what I said to you. This is why I say what I said to you. I telling you about the existence because I know what it is. I have literally experienced that. You're talking about the highest, okay, about the pineal gland being enlightened and all that. I been there, done that. It's not that
Okay,
I try to
but
do it. It happened
no, but
with me.
but maybe the
But,
experience is individual. Maybe the
uh-huh.
experience is individually different,
Uh-huh.
right?
Okay.
It is individually different. Okay. In my experience, let me just be bluntly tell you what's happening to me. For example, what I'm experiencing is this, right? I have this energy over my skull, right? I have this energy over my skull, over my head, over my crown chakra. You want to call it crown chakra, right? I have this energy on my crown chakra, which moves around my head. Have you read the Odes of Solomon? Odes of Solomon.
Say it again.
Have you read the Odes of Solomon?
The what?
No. Odes of Solomon. I want to type it in. Odes of
Oh
Solomon.
no. I haven't read it.
Odes
No. Old
of
no. I have not.
Solomon.
No, I have not.
So it's if you read the first one, Ode number one, Odes of Solomon number one, you're gonna see what I'm talking about, anyways. So in the esoteric paintings of Jesus Christ, right?
Uh-huh.
They have this crown of thorns.
Okay.
You see the crown of thorns?
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Yes, that's what I have in my head, and it hurts. It really hurts, right? It's not outside of me. People cannot see it, no, but it
Okay.
is within me, and it's expanding my
Okay.
skull, right?
Okay.
It expands my skull. Now and then, if I'm sitting quietly, just relaxing, it starts working, right? There's a being in my head. It's like expanding my skull, right? And
Okay.
you know the root chakra. You know the root chakra, right?
Yeah.
The root chakra? Yes. In my root chakra, I have energy. I feel a presence of an energy. It moves in my root chakra sometimes, right? I feel it
Okay.
moving, right? So
Okay.
the one that is in my head, when it moves, expands my skull, and it hurts, right? So the symbology of this
Okay.
crown of thorns in the whatever the paintings, it is what I am actually living, right? It expands my
Okay.
skull. It
Okay, you
hurts.
believe it.
No, I'm experiencing it. I'm living it. I don't speak. I don't believe it. I know it. I don't need to believe it because I know what's happening,
Okay. Okay.
right?
Okay.
So, but
Okay.
let me tell you something else. While this is happening, right? What I tell you when it started happening to me, it started happening in 2018, before they brought in the pandemic. You know what they call coronavirus? Coronavirus.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
called a crown. Right? Corona, it's a crown, right? Corona is a crown. So they know that there are beings in this world who are being activated, especially by the sun. Why the sun has
Okay.
activated people in this world, right? So in my
The sun
experience,
activated. Uh-huh.
sorry,
Go ahead, go ahead.
yes, the sun, the moon, and the stars, they have activated
Uh-huh.
beings in this world, right? So in my
Okay.
experience, what's happening to me is like day and night, the crown, I call it the Holy Spirit, right, in me, is expanding my
Okay.
skull, expands my skull. It hurts me very much, but there's a time I did some search to knowing what's happening to me, and I saw the anatomy of the skull. There's opening in my skull, right? And every time the expansion goes off, and if you remember, if you can see the elongated skull people, the ancient people were elongated skulls, right? So that's what's happening to me. My skull is being elongated by the spirit in me, right?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And when time comes, as I know lots of examples of people who experience the same thing, the spirit in me is going to come out. Have you seen a shooting star? A shoot, exactly. And what is in my head is going to come out, it's going to go up into the stars, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
believe it or not, actually, I am a person of interest. I'm a targeted individual.
Okay.
I'm a targeted individual in which way? I'm followed everywhere I go. People follow me
Okay.
around. The fallen angels, the jinns, the sorcerers, the witches, right? They do follow me around wherever I
Okay.
go. They try to see what I am. So it's what I'm living now. It might sound like, oh, it's out of, I'm not trying to boast. I usually don't really come on the live things of people talk about these things. I mean, like, I'm just talking about it because, it's the truth for me, you know? It's experience.
Truth
In your
is
scar.
truth. If it's truth, then speak.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Yes,
speak.
yes, brother. Yes, brother. And
Yeah.
since 2018, right? They brought in. You see what they did, because we are the temples of the Most High, right? And the Spirit of the Most High dwells in us, right? So what they did
Yes.
with the 2020, when they brought in the pandemic and they start juicing people, it is to corrupt the spirit, corrupt the temple where the Spirit dwells. That's what they did, and this is my experience.
Okay.
you know and believe me, I'm not making any money. I'm just saying the truth, what's happening, and that's what's happening in this world currently. And that's why, if you go back into 2020s when they brought the pandemic, it was to destroy the temple, because we, especially melanated beings, right, we have the blood of the seed of the Most High in us, and the spirit dwells in us. And that's why, if you go, you see how they were killing our people. It was because the powers that were got so scared, and the sun will continue to be hot, believe me. And if for a melanated being, you have to love the sun. You have to look at the sun and love it, and talk to the sun, talk to the moon, talk to the sun. That's what I do, right? Because they are our brothers and sisters, right? And this is experience. This is like, it is not like look, when this thing started with me, right? I look at the scriptures and I see what's happening to me inside the scriptures. For example, David was he was persecuted, right? He was followed around by his enemies. Me, I'm in Dublin City in Ireland, right? I've been living here for about 26 years. I'm a web designer. I do websites. I create websites. Currently, I'm jobless because of the persecution, right? Of I'm following, because like it's crazy. Like, people have power. I met fallen angels, black people the people who are persecuting me actually are black people. They look like me, and that's what I told you. Like, the people in power in this world, they are not white people or whatever. They're all melanated beings behind the power of this world.
Yep.
You know.
For sure. It's
So
black people.
I mean, it's only experience. And me having this conversation with you, my brother, is not by accident, because there's no accidents.
No, it's not by an accident. It is
No,
what it is.
no. As you can see, I'm the only one in the chat. Like, I'm the one talking to you. Like, it's crazy, bro.
No, people
You
speaking
know.
in the chat. People speaking in the. No, I allow people to come up. I choose who to
See,
come up.
thank you, brother, for allowing me to come up and talk. Thank you very much.
I allow you to come up. I allow people to come
Thank you,
up.
brother. Thank you. I appreciate it. I
That's not
appreciate
an
it.
issue.
Currently we are actually in the war. It's a spiritual warfare that we're fighting. People don't see it, but I see it, and I know that the Creator, our Mother, she's looking at everything, and she knows exactly what time she's gonna react. There's a time for everything. There's time for everything.
Yeah, bro. But let me see if anybody else want to. If there's any Other person have any questions? Anything else to add to the conversation? I say just like the screen, share the live, and make sure that you share with people. Subscribe to the channel. Go over to the YouTube because after I finish here, I'm gonna
Yes, sir.
download
Thank you.
this and send it to
I,
the
I,
and put
I
it
will
on.
check. I will check your book out, and I'll buy it, read it, and maybe give it to my daughter as well to read.
Yeah,
Check
because
out your
a
book.
lot of things that is in there, which especially our people, it's really about the power of woman, and we need to continue to teach them, truly teach them about themselves, who they are and what they are. Because we have pushed them down, we continue to downplay, and
Yes.
it's not the time for that. It's time for all our people to be awakened and
True.
recognize that
True. True.
they need to be
No, look.
awakened and
Yes. Yes. And this thing up in the world is nothing to do with color. White, black,
no,
whatever. No, no, no. Because
we don't do it color.
in my
We don't color
yes. Look,
about
because the wicked,
all of them.
they are in every race. Wickedness is in every race, and righteousness is in every race as well, right? As long people do righteousness, when you work in righteousness, you work with the Most High, you work in righteousness. That's good. When you work with wickedness, obviously, what's coming to you, that's what's going to come to you. But
Yeah,
because I know
you're
we are
just
righteous, so we work in righteousness.
hmm
Yes.
yeah.
Thank
So
you very much,
I'm just
brother.
like I said, yeah. So like I said, take care of yourself.
You too, brother.
Continue
You
to do
too,
what you do.
brother. Look,
If
I
anybody,
followed you. I followed you, and may the Most High bless.
do the
We are in this
same,
fight.
and what you do is just so if you want to see the whole, reflect back on what you spoken or whatever you said. I'll put up this video
Yes.
on YouTube.
Okay.
By later on today, I will put it up on YouTube.
No problem,
So
sir. No
I'll put it up
problem.
on.
No problem. Look, I'm
Yeah.
actually not
So
used to hearing my own voice. Like it's weird when I hear my voice on YouTube. I'm like, what the hell was that?
yeah. So you could listen to it.
Uh,
I'll put it up on YouTube and you could listen to it
uh, no problem.
and
I'll follow you. I'll follow you on YouTube. No problem, sir.
yeah.
This is the reality of
Just
this
go and
world.
check it out.
This is the reality.
Yeah. Just see, listen to yourself as you spoke and see what
Yeah.
what you said and reflect back on what you said and how you said.
Read
Sometimes
read
we
read
can
the book
speak
of
things and
read the book of Enoch, right? The book of Enoch or the second Esdras. The second book of Esdras.
okay.
Tells lots of things happening in this world. It's very good. It's very good. They are very good books. You know.
No
And thank
problem,
you
brother.
for tolerating me. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Have
Come
a
on,
nice
it's okay.
day. Whatever day.
It's about able to answer questions, and I love when people who come from places like Congo, Ibalan, especially
Yes, sir.
in them places there, which is the foundation. I love to speak to them because I comprehend that they have certain foundation they practice,
Yeah.
indoctrinated within the language of the West and with the
Yes.
teachings of the West
True.
that
True.
I
True.
don't practice.
It is sad.
I like to hear
It
their
is sad.
perspective of things. So because one thing I like, just for example, I was speaking to a young lady. That name is her name is Amen, and speaking to her and listening to her and how she still practice. I won't practice because their way of life. Because I don't look at it as
Mm-hmm.
religion because practicing is about religion. I talk about the way
Mm-hmm.
of life that she lived. And in a sense, he does, and what I accept as truth. And to hear her speak, and I don't know her, and she don't know me, and to hear her speak,
Mm-hmm.
and to see the connection of what actually occurs and what happening, it was peaceful confirmation as she spoke. And one of the things that really stand out for me when she said what she said, when she was speaking about the cutting of hair, and she was speaking about when they reach to the point of cutting the hair, it's because some form of mourning and some form of grief, you know,
Mm-hmm.
which I see in the sense of of comprehension. You know, normally when some kind of death, they would cut, they would put hair, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
I think the connection is
Which
being disturbed.
she was talking about. She was talking about, you know, cutting their hair whenever you see there is some form of grief and some form of death, representation
Yeah.
of life loss, you know, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing, eh? Isn't it amazing that we ourselves practice and we continue on with those things of not knowing where these things originated from and
Yes.
why they were done,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and things done for thousands of years. So your hair cutting is not a thing that you cut it because just to cut. You cut it because you are mourning, because you
Mm-hmm.
within your family, and this is the
True.
reason why you cut your hair. You just don't cut your hair just to cut your hair. And I'm saying to myself, like, look at that. That's why so much of us know that we're literally in the same mourning without even recognizing our
Yeah.
ancestors, our people never been like that. They cut here because
True.
there's a sense of loss somewhere. And we who don't know and comprehend, it's a very, very, without even recognizing this is what's going on.
Yes.
But I appreciate
And
you,
many.
and
Thank you very
I'm
much. Thank you very much.
gonna let you down.
And
Take care of
and
yourself, brother.
if you can check out my channel there. You know, and in TikTok there I have some videos there that I put there sometimes like long ago, but I try to upload because I do some kind of a video diary, right, on my life, something like that, what's happened to me and things like that. You know, and I haven't post. I don't really usually post things there anymore, but you know, just check it out if you can. Thank you very much, brother. Have a good day, and all of you in the chat as well. Thank you very much.
Which channel?
Thank you. The
On
one
TikTok or YouTube?
Bank to Telema is in TikTok. I'm talking to you now. I put in TikTok, whatever.
Uh-huh.
There's some videos long
Okay.
ago. Yeah, I put some videos there. Thank you, sir. Thank you, guys in the chat. Thank you very much.
Okay, take care, sir.
Thank you. Be righteous, people. Be righteous. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get out of here, man. I'm gonna take care of myself and take care of what I gotta do. To who? Send it across to who? Yeah, so yeah, so wow, wow, wow. It's okay. I just wanted to know what it was you're talking about. Actually, yes, I do. Yeah, I've been down here for. Yeah, it's time for me to escape, get out. Yeah, it's time for me to go and deal with, take care of my business here. I've been down here for a while. Appreciate you all. Take care of yourself too, man. Can't complain. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. Wow, wow, wow.